Chosen one. Subscribe and let the awakening compass guide you. What if their victory was just the setup for their downfall? What if I told you that every injustice, every tear you've shed, and every battle you fought in silence is not forgotten? You felt the weight of betrayal, the sting of false accusations, and the crushing burden of those who sought to destroy you. But here's the truth they didn't want you to know. Their power was an illusion. While they plotted, God was preparing a reckoning so swift, so undeniable, that it would leave no room for doubt. They thought they had won, but they underestimated the one force that no human can outrun: divine justice. You see, they couldn't take your life because you're not just anyone. You're chosen. While they mocked your struggles and celebrated your pain, they didn't realize they were sowing the seeds of their own downfall. What they thought was their triumph was merely the setup for God's ultimate plan. And here's the twist. The same God who shielded you in silence can strike them down in an instant. Their arrogance will meet its match, and their reign will crumble before your eyes. This is not just a story of survival, it's a story of transformation. It's about how the tables turn, how the powerless rise, and how those who thought they were untouchable face the consequences of their actions. It's about you stepping into the light, no longer defined by the battles you've faced, but by the triumphs you've earned. Stay with me, because the revelation ahead will not only inspire you, but remind you of the unstoppable power of faith and divine justice. The chosen ones. They move through life with an air of quiet strength, their paths illuminated by a higher purpose. Cloaked in an invisible shield of divine protection, they are untouchable by forces that seek to destroy them. Attempts to harm them are not merely futile, they are invitations for divine justice to act. Those who conspire against the chosen unknowingly summon their own reckoning, as every malicious act boomerangs back with compounded force. Their calm demeanor, however, is often misinterpreted. The world, quick to equate peace with weakness, overlooks the unyielding resilience of the chosen ones. Their tranquility is not born from ignorance or fear, but from an unwavering faith in God's plan. This faith is their anchor, their silent assurance that divine justice sees all. While enemies stir chaos in the shadows, the chosen ones remain still, knowing that their strength lies not in retaliation, but in trusting the timing of a greater force. Even so, the enemy does not understand. Fueled by arrogance, they fail to perceive the spiritual laws that govern this world. They mistake the chosen one's silence as an open door to press forward, unaware that their actions are sowing the seeds of their own downfall. Each attack, every scheme is another step closer to their reckoning. The chosen ones endure these storms not because they are powerless, but because they are protected. Their endurance is proof of the divine shield that guards them against all harm. Power is a dangerous thing in the hands of the arrogant, and the enemies of the chosen ones often fall victim to their own illusions of control. They miscalculate, believing their earthly strength can stand against the divine forces at work. But the spiritual battle transcends anything they could comprehend. Their strategies, no matter how cunning, are rendered powerless against the invisible hand of divine justice that shields the chosen ones. The stage is already set for their defeat. The enemy's hubris blinds them to the spiritual dimensions of their conflict. They see only the physical, believing their weapons, be they words, actions, or schemes, can bring down the chosen ones. What they fail to grasp is that the chosen operate under the protection of a higher law, one that renders earthly power meaningless. It is not flesh and blood they war against, but the forces of light that stand unshaken in the face of darkness. In this battle, strength lies not in aggression, but in divine alignment. As the enemies plot, their plans begin to unravel, exposing the fragility of their power. The chosen ones remain untouched, their resilience a testament to the divine shield that surrounds them. Every attempt to harm them only highlights the futility of the enemy's efforts. It's as if they are striking at shadows, unable to land a single blow. The more they strive to control, the more the scales tip in favor of the chosen, who stand steadfast in their faith. And so the miscalculation becomes evident, a prelude to their inevitable downfall. The enemy's overconfidence sets them on a collision course with divine justice. While they believe they are winning the battle, they are in fact losing the war. The spiritual realm moves silently but decisively, positioning the chosen ones for a victory that will shake the foundations of all who dared to oppose them. Malice is a double-edged sword, and those who wield it against the chosen ones inevitably face its sharp return. The divine boomerang effect ensures that every harmful intention launched rebounds with even greater force upon the perpetrator. Enemies, blind to this spiritual law, believe they can attack with impunity. But each scheme they devise becomes the seed of their own destruction. The chosen ones, standing firm in faith, watch as the consequences unfold, knowing that divine justice never falters. The boomerang effect operates with precision, targeting the hearts of those consumed by hatred and envy. Every word spoken against the chosen, every plot laid in secret, circles back, magnified by the hands of divine reckoning. It's as though the universe itself conspires to defend the chosen ones, turning every weapon formed against them into a tool of the enemy's downfall. This cycle of cause and effect is unbreakable, and no amount of human cunning can escape it. For the chosen ones, this phenomenon is a source of strength. They do not need to retaliate, for they know that their enemies are ensnared by their own actions. As the wickedness of their intent rebounds upon them, the chosen remain untouched, shielded by the spiritual immunity granted by their faith. The enemies, on the other hand, find themselves trapped in a web of their own making, their plans crumbling, and their arrogance exposed for all to see. The divine boomerang is more than just retribution. It is a lesson written into the fabric of existence. It teaches humility to the proud and accountability to the reckless. As the chosen ones rise, their enemies fall, left to face the inescapable consequences of their actions. Yet even in their downfall, the stage is being set for another revelation, a deeper demonstration of the power that protects the chosen and humbles the arrogant. Ego is the enemy's greatest downfall, a blindfold that prevents them from seeing the divine forces at work. Their pride whispers lies of invincibility, convincing them that their power can topple the chosen ones. But arrogance is a fragile armor, easily pierced by the sharp edge of divine justice. In their overconfidence, the enemies of the chosen overreach, leaving themselves exposed. What they see as strength is nothing more than vulnerability masked by delusion. Blinded by their own arrogance, the enemies fail to perceive their isolation. They believe their schemes are succeeding, yet they stand alone, stripped of the support they once relied on. Like a fortress, crumbling from within, their influence collapses under the weight of their pride. Divine justice does not move hastily but deliberately, dismantling their ego piece by piece, until only their raw humanity remains. This exposure is not just punishment, it is a humbling reckoning. The chosen ones, in contrast, embody humility, their strength drawn from their alignment with God's plan. While the enemies chase fleeting power, the chosen walk in purpose, unshaken by the chaos around them. Each attack against them only reinforces their resilience, like steel tempered by fire. The downfall of their enemies is not celebrated with glee, but acknowledged as a testament to the spiritual laws that govern all actions. Ego leads to destruction, but faith leads to triumph, and so the arrogance of the enemies becomes their undoing, setting the stage for a dramatic reversal of roles. The very power they sought to wield becomes their chains, and the chosen ones, steadfast and unwavering, rise above. This moment of reversal is no accident. It is the careful orchestration of divine justice, a precursor to a public demonstration of the consequences of defying divine authority. Divine justice is not confined to hidden realms. It often unfolds on the public stage, where its power is undeniable. When the arrogant defy God's authority, their fall becomes a spectacle, a lesson for all to witness. Imprisonment, loss, or disgrace. These are not merely punishments, but revelations of the divine order at work. The chosen ones, who endure in silence, find vindication as their enemy's downfall is laid bare before the world. This public reckoning is both a warning and a declaration of divine authority. The stage of justice is not chosen by chance, but by divine strategy. The humiliation of the arrogant serves a higher purpose. It humbles not just the wrongdoer, but also those who observe, reminding them of the ultimate power that governs all. The enemies of the chosen ones who once flaunted their might are reduced to mere examples of what happens when one challenges spiritual law. This is not revenge. It is the restoration of balance, a manifestation of God's unwavering plan. For the chosen, this moment of public justice reaffirms their faith. They do not need to seek validation, for the hand of God moves in ways that leave no doubt. While their enemies crumble under the weight of their arrogance, the chosen rise, their lives reflecting the strength of divine protection. Their triumph is not just personal, but symbolic, a reminder to all that humility and faith are the pathways to true power. Yet the fall of the arrogant is not the end, it is the beginning of a deeper revelation. Divine justice continues its work, weaving lessons into the lives of those who remain. The chosen ones, now strengthened and vindicated, step forward with renewed purpose, while the echoes of their enemies' downfall serve as a constant reminder of the price of defiance. The story is far from over. The divine shield ensures the chosen will emerge victorious from every battle yet to come. Every scheme against the chosen ones fails, unraveling under the weight of divine shielding. Enemies, confident in their plans, find their efforts nullified by a force they cannot understand. It is as though a hand unseen intercepts every attack, rendering their weapons useless. The chosen emerge untouched, their strength unbroken, while the aggressors are left to grapple with the consequences of their futile attempts. In this battle, it is clear, the chosen walk under the protection of a divine shield. This shield is not merely defensive, it is transformative. Each failed plan becomes a stepping stone, elevating the chosen ones to greater heights. What was intended for their harm is turned into a catalyst for their growth. The resilience they gain through these trials shines as a testament to the power of God's plan. The enemies, however, are left in chaos, ensnared by the fallout of their own making. The more they try to destroy, the more they are undone. For the chosen, these moments reaffirm their spiritual immunity. They stand as living proof that no plot against them can prosper. Their faith, strengthened by each victory, becomes an unshakable foundation. While the enemies scramble to recover, the chosen move forward with purpose, untouched by the chaos left in their wake. The divine shield is more than protection. It is the force that ensures the triumph of righteousness over evil. Still, the story does not end here. As the enemies falter, the balance begins to shift, setting the stage for a dramatic reversal of roles. The chosen ones, who endured with faith and patience, now rise to a position of strength. Their enemies, once so confident in their schemes, are left powerless, facing the full weight of their actions. The divine plan continues to unfold, bringing justice with every turn. The roles are shifting, as if the universe itself has turned the tables in favor of the chosen ones. Those who once wielded power over them now find themselves stripped of control, facing the consequences of their actions. The divine plan orchestrates this reversal with precision, ensuring that justice is not only served, but seen. The chosen ones rise, not through revenge, but through the inevitability of God's will. Their ascent is as undeniable as the downfall of those who sought to harm them. This reversal is a profound lesson in humility and accountability. The enemies, who once sought to imprison the chosen in their schemes, now find themselves ensnared. Their arrogance becomes their chain, their plots their prison. Meanwhile, the chosen walk free, their path illuminated by the light of divine justice. It is a stark contrast. The oppressors are now the oppressed, and the chosen, once underestimated, are the triumphant witnesses of God's plan unfolding. For the chosen ones, this moment is a turning point. Their rise is not just personal, but symbolic, a testament to the power of faith and resilience. Each step they take forward is a reminder that no earthly power can override the will of God. The enemies, powerless and exposed, are left to confront the weight of their choices. The divine plan does not forget, nor does it falter. It moves with purpose, elevating the righteous and humbling the proud. Yet, this is not the culmination but the continuation of a greater story. As the roles reverse, a profound silence falls, a silence that is not empty but strategic. It is the calm before the next revelation, the stillness where new truths will be revealed. The chosen ones, strengthened by their trials, prepare for what lies ahead, knowing that God's strategy is always perfect, even when it is unseen. There is a profound strategy in God's silence, a deliberate withholding of action that confounds the enemies of the chosen ones. As attacks rain down, the chosen may feel abandoned, yet this stillness is far from inaction. It is the divine pause, a calculated moment allowing the enemy to fully expose their intentions. Like a master tactician, God allows the plans of the wicked to unfold just enough to reveal their flaws, ensuring that the reckoning when it comes is both complete and undeniable. In this silence, the chosen ones are tested. Their faith must stand firm, even when the heavens seem quiet. This is not a silence of absence, but of preparation. Each moment of stillness is a thread in a greater tapestry, weaving together the downfall of the enemy. As the adversaries grow bolder, believing the lack of intervention to be a sign of weakness, they fall deeper into the trap of their own making. The chosen endure, knowing that silence often precedes the loudest triumph. For the enemies, this silence is deceptive. It lulls them into overconfidence, leading them to expose their every scheme. They believe they have outmaneuvered the chosen, but in reality, they are walking straight into their reckoning. God's silence is not the absence of justice, but the deliberate amplification of its impact. When the time comes, the consequences will be swift and unrelenting, leaving no room for doubt about the divine plan at work. And so this strategic stillness builds anticipation for the next act. The chosen ones, though weary, stand resolute, knowing that their faith is the key to enduring this quiet storm. As the silence deepens, it is clear that something monumental is on the horizon. The enemies, oblivious to the trap they've sprung, remain blind to the precision of divine wrath that awaits them. When divine wrath strikes, it is neither haphazard nor impulsive. It is precise, surgical, and unrelenting. It goes straight to the root of pride and arrogance, dismantling the foundations of those who defy spiritual law. The enemies of the chosen ones, who believe themselves untouchable, are brought low in ways they could never have foreseen. This reckoning is not simply about punishment. It is about restoring balance and enforcing the spiritual laws they dared to violate. The precision of divine wrath is terrifyingly just. It spares no illusion, cutting through the facades of power and pride to reveal the truth beneath. For the enemies, this is a moment of reckoning that strips them of their arrogance and forces them to confront their vulnerability. What they once used as weapons against the chosen ones now turns against them, leaving them powerless in the face of divine authority. Their downfall is as calculated as their rise was reckless. For the chosen ones, this moment is both vindication and renewal. They witness the exactness of God's justice, a reminder that every action, every intention, is accounted for. The arrogance of their enemies, once an oppressive shadow, dissolves under the light of divine judgment. This is a victory not born of vengeance, but of truth, a triumph that elevates the chosen while humbling those who oppose them. The chosen stand stronger, their faith fortified by the justice they have witnessed. Yet this is not merely a conclusion, it is a call to reflection. The spiritual balance restored through divine wrath serves as a reminder of the greater plan at work. For every fall there is a rise, for every destruction a rebuilding. The chosen, though weary, prepare for the next chapter, their lives a testament to the enduring power of faith and divine protection. The legacy of this reckoning sets the stage for their ultimate triumph. The chosen ones endure, their strength an unshakable force in the face of every trial. No matter how fierce the opposition, they remain standing, their lives a testament to the invincible power of divine protection. They are living proof that God's plan transcends human understanding, weaving triumph from what appears to be defeat. Every attack against them, every moment of vulnerability, becomes a stepping stone toward their ultimate victory. The chosen do not merely survive, they thrive, carrying the legacy of resilience and faith. Their power lies not in earthly might, but in their spiritual alignment. Shielded by God's hand, they walk through the fire without being burned, facing storms that would shatter others. Their journey is a beacon for all who struggle, a reminder that no battle is fought alone when divine justice is at work. The chosen ones rise above the noise, their silence more powerful than the loudest threats. Their victories are not fleeting but eternal, etched into the fabric of destiny. As the chosen stand firm, their lives illuminate the ultimate truth. God's plan will always prevail. Their enemies, blinded by arrogance and driven by ego, fall by their own hands, undone by the very schemes they devised. The chosen remain steadfast, a living example of spiritual law in action. They are not only survivors of spiritual battles, but triumphant warriors, their legacy one of strength, humility, and unwavering faith. This is not the end, but the continuation of something greater. The chosen ones, renewed and fortified, prepare for the next chapter, knowing that their journey is part of a divine narrative. They are the proof that no force can stand against God's will, and their triumph is a reminder to all. In the face of every challenge, faith will always carry you through. So what will you do now that you know the truth? Will you continue to let the weight of their actions define your story, or will you rise as the chosen one you were always meant to be? The power of divine justice is not just about waiting for retribution, it's about stepping into the strength and purpose God has already placed within you. Are you ready to let go of the pain and walk boldly in the path prepared for you? Think about the battles you faced. Were they meant to break you, or were they part of a divine strategy to shape you? The answers are clear if you look closely. Now, the question is, will you trust the process and allow God's plan to unfold, or will you let doubt keep you bound? This is your moment to reclaim your faith, your purpose, and your legacy. The choice is yours, and the time is now. If this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share your thoughts in the comments below and let others know they're not alone in their journey. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss another life-changing message. Together, let's continue to uncover the power of faith, the truth of divine justice, and the unstoppable force of God's plan.